So as you have found your seat, today you're going to need 2 blocks and just a chair. Find the seat that is comfortable in you. Aim at noticing the connection between the soles of your feet and the top of your head. For a lot of us, that connection we don't pay attention to. So to say we are really connected from the top of our head to the soles of our feet and vice versa. So begin to play with a visualization. So you're going to take your mind, okay, and you're going to start noticing the soles of your feet. Feel your feet, maybe you wiggle your toes a little bit. You can even press your feet a little deeper into the ground to bring that attention, okay? So almost as if there is a root system that is growing from the sole of the foot into the earth underneath, okay? Can you begin to visualize that system? Then once you have that visualization and then the feeling in your body of this new awareness to the connection of the soles of the foot and the ground, then play with this idea of slowly in your mind moving up through the ankle, whether it's a string, whether it's a chute, whatever the visualization works for you. As it moves up through the ankle, calf, knees, feel it move through the knees, through the thighs, up into the hip, pelvis area, moving up into your belly, even your lower back, then through the ribs, lung area, heart, up through the chest, neck, even in the back of the neck, and then all the way up connected. And potentially imagine out the top of your head. Okay? Now, because y'all have super imaginations, back down. So coming from now the top of the head, imagine this deep sense of connection that moves down through the face, neck, chest and shoulders. Maybe this time you feel your arms involved. Down through the ribs, the hips, the knees. All the way down, calves, connected soles of your feet. So as we know, there is this exchange of nutrients from the ground up through the plant and back down. There's this movement of fluids through the shoots of the plant. So as we begin now to coordinate our breath with this expansion, all right? So everyone take an inhale. And then as you exhale, find that movement from the ground all the way up to the top of your head. Can you expand? We're following the diaphragm action, not so much the up-down action. Then as you inhale, filling up with the sunlight, filling up the body, all the way to the soles of your feet. Exhale, feel that collection, movement of the nutrients up through the body and even out to the top of the head. So sit with that as you play with this directionality of your breath. In your own self, do 5 more breaths, moving from your feet to your head, head to your feet. Eyes open or settled. As you begin these last few breaths, begin to notice. Just notice how that is in your body. Can you connect the top to the soles and the soles to the top? And as we take this last collective breath, let's everyone start moving from the soles of your feet. Feel that connection. And feel that collection from the head back down. And then open your eyes. So as you will hear even in my nose and in my as I teach class today, spring has welcomed itself in Angel Fire particularly, but in a super windy way. And I'm going to talk just a moment about spring. So the last series that we did was all about the winter within us. The collection of being still, pausing, finding those moments of wrapping within us. And as spring comes, it is the invitation, right? Now, the cool thing about spring is that it comes in usually, and even this year, it comes in with not a slow, but a gust of movement, right? So it's not like it comes in super slowly. Usually we feel it pretty quickly. Yep, lots of shaking heads. But instead it comes in with a gust, right? But what you do notice is it may gust for a few days, and then it stops. We've had 2 snowstorms in the last 2 weeks. Winter's like hanging, spring's coming, winter's hanging, spring's coming. And the reason is that our natural cycles, they need that transitional time so that everything that needs to be done within finishes so that we can begin the process of moving out. All right? So as you find your seat again, feel this now core connection. If you were to imagine having a pole that went in through the top of your head and came out down between your legs, even sitting. We're going to stand in just a second and we'll feel it there too. Now when you take your inhalation, all right, let the body expand out away from that pole. Top, bottom, sides, front and back. So feel that as you bring the air in. We're going to do that 3 times with our notice on the inhale. Expand away from that center line. Feel your shoulders even go boop, away from that center line. And as we take that last inhalation all in together, expand. Whoa. Belly, back, sides, shoulders, chest, feet into the ground, top of the head up towards the sky. Then shake it off. Wiggle a leg, wiggle your other leg. All right. From here, we're going to now turn our focus to the exhale. All right? So as we breathe in, there's this natural invitation to expansion. And as we breathe out in that exhalation, there's this natural inclination to contraction. And inhalation and collection, hugging towards our center. okay? Not in collapse, but in collection. And notice, when you exhale, so everyone take your inhale, expand out almost like you're floating away, and then when you exhale, feel this composure and lengthening of your spine. There's actually a ton of strength. See if your inner thighs even connect in a different way. Then inhale. Everything moves out and away, up, down, belly, back, and exhale. Collection. And find stability and length in your spine. So when you exhale, find a little bit more length. If you take your hand and place it on your head, it's going to give you some referral. So as you make that big inhalation, everything moves out. And then when you exhale, collect towards your center and press the top of your head into your hand. Feel your shoulders even. They just kind of come in towards your center. Okay, on your own, move with that realization. Inhale, expand. Exhale, collect. Inhale. Can you expand all of you? Your fingers, your toes. Can you exhale, collect all of you? Feel it inside. And down. One more time all together as we inhale, expansion. Exhale, hug. Corset, connect, lengthen. All right, notice if your feet lost that connection. And as you shake it off, begin to peel those feet off the ground. Toes. All right, now we're gonna all stand up. But when we stand up, we're gonna do it with this realization of expansion, inhale, collection, exhale. And when we do this imaginary pull, right, as you collect the body, you're going to squeeze in towards the pole, all of you, and stand on that exhale, okay? So 5 or 6 times on your own, I want you to practice this idea. So my feet connect, expansion. Head towards the sky, everything. And then as I collect, my feet are connected, feel the body in its strength and stand, okay? Now, you can do that on a breath where you can inhale to sit down and expand and exhale to collect. All right, when you're ready, do 5 on your own. Inhale to sit, exhale to stand. Feel that towards the center. Notice the connection from the soles of your feet to the top of your head, both with your inhale and with your exhale. There's this deep realization that I am a whole being. Now, some of you I'm looking at, and in the inhalation and sitting, I am seeing a little bit of collapse, okay? So, if that is you, take your block, stick it between your legs. Find the soles of your feet, and then when you sit, make sure that you don't have too much hanging out behind you because it's hard to sit down. When you go to sit, have that awareness that even though you're expanding out, right, there's still this core understanding. And then when you go to stand, you can actually squeeze into that block. Once you do this next one, we'll all land on our feet. Find your feet, there you go. And wiggle it out. Okay, we're gonna add a layer, all right? When we sit down, right, and we go into this back body, it's not a place that we often play in. So let's activate it, taking your hands up above your head, interlace your fingers, press, press, press. This is why I love being able to see all of you guys. Press the back of your head into your hands. Lift the spine up so the vertebrae feel like they're just lifting a little bit from the tail all the way up. Now, plug your big toe in, soften your knees, okay? Feel as if you are leaning back just a little bit. Not with your head, but with your whole body. Plug your big toes in. Feel that in your body. Can you get a little taller? Feel that in your body. Anybody feel that in their front belly? Yeah, and your core. We're activating that core connection, all right? Now bring your arms down. Whew, shake it all out. We're gonna do that one more time, okay? So hands behind your head. Press the back of your head into your hands. Open your elbows best you can. And then plug your big toes in. Okay? Soften your knees. And lean back just a little bit with your whole body. Feel this core kick on. Now can you take a couple of big breaths? Expansion, collection. Expansion, collection. So springtime is offering the play with the expansion. Moving from a collected to a possibility. Now dropping your hands down, we're gonna go back to the sitting, right? Expand on the down, collect on the up. I'm gonna invite you to do this 8 to 10 times. Slow is gonna access more strength, all right? If we use dynamics, then our muscles don't get activated to the same capacity, which is fine, but if you want to really start working on that progressive, inviting the strength so that what is yet to come is available, do that. So go ahead and begin. So 8 to 10 times. And if you need your block, bring your block so that you notice that you're not collapsing down when you go to sit. But instead, there's this almost external. Nice. And if you want to close your eyes, you can feel that connection from the soles of your feet to the top of your head. If eyes open and just down in front of you, but let this be a very internal practice. However you want to move your hands is great. So as you stand on that exhale, collect towards center. Front, back, sides, even shoulders, rib cage. If you can get top and bottom, advanced. And press and rise. See if having your hands on your thighs can be moved maybe now to hands here. Really, you can even press into the hands on the hands. Inhale. Find the feet. Exhale. Rise. The next time you find yourself standing, pause. And shake it out. Okay, take your block out if you have it between your legs. Shake hips, arms up and down, move through. Okay, we're gonna look on an even tinier level, this idea of this transition between this collected space of winter and this beginning space of expansion towards summer, which is spring, right? So as we stand here, arms down, feet on the ground, super important. So in the springtime, before anything shoots up, anything, what does it first do? Say it louder. It goes down. So before anything moves up, it first really has a strong base. So if I go to even sit down and I notice I'm going to stand and my feet aren't grounded, what am I setting myself up for? Potentials, right? Falling. So ground down, that's what winter allows for. And then rise from there. So as we stand, ground down. Feel your whole foot. Imagine those roots. Imagine those roots. Okay. Now on a micro level, I want you to begin to take every muscle that you can access, face, shoulders, back, chest, belly, hips, down your legs. We're going to contract them, all right? In towards your center, even with a little bit of a bend in the body. Chin coming to your chest. Squeeze your legs together, even if they're not touching, just have that engagement. Toes heavy in the ground, heels heavy in the ground. You can come down as far as feels comfortable. And then take a big inhalation and a big exhalation here as you hold this contraction. And then move as you exhale and begin to unwind and open. Anybody's heart just go bump, 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 bump. Yes. So we are accessing our cardiovascular system when we do this, okay? Anybody heart health? How simple is that? To begin to power up that heart muscle, and the way we're doing it is we're using every single vessel in our body. As our muscles contract around it, right? And then when we let go, we're creating this need for more oxygen as we open, okay? So, find it again. And it really doesn't matter if you're gonna inhale or exhale, just keep the breath in rhythm as you move in expansion and contraction, okay? Okay, we'll do it all together again. So as we come together, every muscle in our body, contract it in, contract, contract, contract. You can still breathe when you're contracting. Hold and pause, imagine. You can imagine you were like a little seed. Hold, feel the contraction, and when you're ready, begin to slowly unfold. Take as many breaths as you need, deep into your belly. And the plant moves out towards the light. We find what is possible right? Okay, we're gonna do that 5 times. And you're gonna feel boom, because we're working our cardiovascular system. So you can get as low. Low might be here for you. Low might be here. As low as you want. If some of you can come even further and want to come down and really collapse into a little, or not collapse, but move into a ball. And then slowly open. And pause when you're open, just like you paused when you were closed. Open your lungs. Feel that breath move in. Soften those muscles as you open, creating space. So 1 or 2 more times, all on your own. And when you begin to open, soften that contraction. Jaw. You may start to feel dizzy. If you do, slow down, open and breathe. Take as many breaths as you need. Bring it in, contract. Last time. Then expand. Take about 4 or 5 big breaths in this great expansion. You can even take your legs out a little wider. Can you feel the reach from the tips of the fingers to the ground beneath you? Take a gaze all around you. What do you see? Turning your head to the right and left. Up and down. And then gently just shake it out. As you find that pause pose, feet underneath your hips, feet grounded, find height from there, maybe even turning your palms out and away from your body, opening up your chest, feeling those shoulder blades click onto your back. As you breathe in, let the belly expand. As you breathe out, collect towards center. 2 more times, and notice how you feel right this minute. Can you find the back of your body? And let it down. So as we move towards the next step, right? Could anyone feel this contraction and expansion inviting strength inside of us? So as we're at home even, and you find yourself standing up from your chair, could you logistically contract down in, open up, and add that invitation and movement into your everyday? So what if you sit down 15 to 20 times a day? What's this 15 to 20 times a day going to invite for you? A whole bunch of strength, right? Capacity. And we're gonna even right now play with it with balance, okay? So you're gonna need 1 block. Bring your block by the right side of your chair. And take your left leg and put it on the block. I haven't cued in a while. Let's see how we do. Put your foot on your block. Okay? Now, with the same imagination, root your foot So not just your heel, your whole foot into the block that then is held into the ground. Can you feel that? A lot of you guys are gonna probably, you just did it, Chris, exactly. You're gonna have to feel a little bit of forward action to get your toes, right? Then from there, chair's right here, find the chair and press into the foot to lift the top of your head. And then slowly lower down. Okay? So, ground down to rise up. Have your chair where you need it so you feel comfortable. Ground down to rise up. So we're going to inhale. This time, come down and bend both knees. Take your bottom behind you. Okay? Then, because you're lifting with the top of your head, you're not going to be way down here. You're going to be here as if you're pressing into your hands. Can you feel the back side of your body turn on? Okay. From there, lift the top of your head. Okay? Invitation to do that about 8 times. So you come down. Can you feel the contraction? Collection. Expansion. I like to lift on my exhale. And you're going to notice maybe you get wobbly and the foot starts to do this thing, right? Find the roots, and then rise. Let the chair maybe become less. Let the muscles take over that action. 2 more times. Top of your head. Remember that you're reaching towards the back of your body, so you're not coming so much forward as you are. There you go. Pause. Take your foot off the block. Both feet in the ground and feel. Anybody feeling the difference between side to side? Does one feel how?
Left side more grounded.
Grounded. One feels more grounded. Totally. So the foot on the block now has this deeper connection. Okay, taking your hands here, we're going to go forward with our hips, sides with our hips, back with our hips, sides with our hip. Okay, pause back at center. Now, the top of your head moving up and away from your hips. Forward with your hips. Side with your hips. So I'm moving away from my hips, right? You can feel this opening. Back, side, forward, and pause. Now we're going to go the other direction 3 times. So forward, side, feel up. Can anybody get in there and go, whoa, yeah. And then move to the back. Head moving away from the pelvis. Side, head moving away from the pelvis. And forward. One more time this direction. And pause. All right, take the block back if it moved. Find your deep-rooted connection, same leg. Now, remember we imagined that pole, okay? So now I want you to imagine the pole from the top of your head, dropping down through the center of your body, and actually coming out and placing itself on the ground right next to the block. Can you imagine that? So now you have this deep connection that starts here, all the way through the body into the ground, all right? So we pressed and we lifted. Imagine you're sliding up that pole and sliding down that pole. Up that pole and down that pole. Notice if your knees want to collect in, keep them, and then rise up. Can anybody feel this in their bottom? And rise down, and slide up. So you're feeling connection here to the pole. And down. Okay, the next time you come up, pause, grab your chair. And we're going to swing forwards and backwards. And you can even let this hip go boom and kind of fall down. I don't know about you guys, but I'm sweating. It's time for short sleeve shirts. All right. Now we're going to bring the foot down and then watch. This hip is higher. Can you feel this? Press in the sole of the foot, lift, and bring this hip higher. Drop down and up. Down and up. So we're not doing it with our knee, which is kind of our propensity. We're like, oh, I can get my foot down and I can get my foot up and my pelvis stays like this because I'm just bending my knees. We're trying really to invite the pelvis. There's two bones. So you're hiking and lowering. Hiking and lowering. Any questions about that? Can you feel it in your body? Hike.
Is this supposed to hurt?
Yes. These are muscles that we don't use. And so when we begin to work with this, it begins to activate these muscles. Now here's the cool thing. When we walk, these are the muscles that were intended to move our legs. And so you're going to feel so much more stable with stronger walking muscles. Okay? So if you're taking a break at home, this hip hike is a great one. Remember, we're planted. And then pause. Bring your foot off. Shake it out. For some of you, you might want to bounce a little bit. You can bring your heels up. And then switch to your other side. Your other right, as Papa says. So before we move, we're going to plant the foot, root it down. Everyone take your hands and just bring them back behind you. Press your head into your hands. Can you feel that activation? Shoulder blades even. So you'll feel the activation of the backside of your body. When you're moving up, okay, keep that activation. When you're moving down. So some of you might grab your chair and then keep a hand just as a reminder. Others, just keep that connection, however you need to do it. But you want, when you come down, and then press and rise. Keeping the backside activated. Backside activated. Feel into the sole of your foot. So if your foot wants to come up, like your heel wants to pop up, plant it into there. Press from the heel all the way up to the top of your head. Bottom goes back. Now you can use the chair as much or as little. Exhale as you rise. Maybe you lift your leg. Invitation to do 5 more. Press, 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 press. Stay long in your neck. I just noticed mine was crimping. And come off. Maybe stand behind your chair. Plug those heels in. Can you feel that in your nose? I can feel it in my nose. I just made it red. Okay. Do this a couple more times. Deep, heavy, heavy, heavy. I feel it here. Can you get it here, Chris? Yeah, I see it. It's wiggling. And pause. Let your hands come down by your side. Maybe even take a hand on your heart. Anybody feel anything? Dunk, dunk. Big breath in. Long, slow breath out. Big breath in. Long, slow breath out. Can you feel the soles of your feet? Can you imagine that connection to the top of your head? All right, as we come back over, planting now, right foot on the block. If you have stuff hanging around, you might want to move it, because I was going to just knock my water bottle over. Okay. Do about 4 or 5 more of the lifts and the lowers, okay? If you come back, I want you to look from the side in that I'm not collapsing forward and coming down. Did you guys just see? When I come down and squat down into my little ball, I'm coming from that pole and I'm sliding. And then when I rise, I'm sliding up the pole. Do you see? So a big difference from here to here. So stay in this connection, and you're gonna feel a lot more invite here, okay? 8 to 10 times, 5 times, whatever floats your boat, but we're all just gonna kind of move through this action, finding strength, find your breath. Your arms can come where they move in with you, and maybe they expand up. You get to choose. In with you, you can use your chair. When you come up, maybe you lift and come all the way. Embrace that wobble. Feel that core connect. You've got the rooted down leg. And when you've finished, pause, bring your leg off, a couple of hip circles. You can swing side to side. Maybe even taking your hands and doing that lean back, activating your core. Hands down by your side. Take a full big belly breath. And a long, slow, connected exhale. Okay, so we've got one more on this side. As you bring right foot on the block, imagine the roots. You just want to make sure you've done both legs, so however that works for you. Then pressing from there, rise up, begin to swing. You can play with the chair. Can you feel this connection? Even find your back body. You can get wonky if you want, cross your center line. You can take a hand or both hands, maybe swing. I wish I could see Deanna. She is having fun. And wobble is good. And then you can slowly lower, move the block. Find your feet. Take a good cleansing breath as we breathe in. Then breathe in just a little bit more. Pause. Exhale with your mouth open slowly. Find the connection of the soles of your foot to the top of your head. And again, as you breathe in through your nose, and then a little more, and then long, slow out. Okay, we're gonna do that one more time. Breathing in through your nose, a little bit more, pause, and long, slow out. Okay, eyes open and come and find a seat that is comfortable. Just scooching your hips behind you. Finding your sits bones. Feeling that sweet 90-degree angle connection long through your body. Can you let your shoulders melt away from your ears? Can you feel your feet connected? This spring, as we do these classes, you're going to hear me say over and over, connect your feet. Connect your feet. Because as we go into more expansive movement, if we start with a sound base, we're going to have way more access and possibility. So even as we sit, feel the connection of your feet, and then move it up to the top of your head. Bringing your hands behind your head, elbows in towards each other. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. And slowly begin, at the rhythm of your own breath, to bring your chin down, round. Contract those muscles in towards center. Hold. And on your breath, begin to unwind, open, expand. Arms out wide. Moving from the center all the way. 2 more times. Coming in, contract all those muscles, face. On your choice, begin to move out in your timing. And this last one, as we come in, collect, pause, toes, everything contracted. When you're ready, expand, open, relax. Bringing your hands now down on your thighs. Let the breath just go back to its normal rhythm. You might wiggle through your neck. Circle it a couple of times. Notice the cheeks, the jaw, the tongue, even the eyes. Can you soften the eyes in their socket a little bit more? Springtime. I'm going to read a list of a couple of invitations. Expansion, birth, green, moving and growing outward, renewal, shaking off stagnation, flexibility, creativity, transition, time of possibility, reaching like the trees, growing into the best version of you. Thank you guys.